So, tell me why I am about to torture myself right now. Huh? Can you explain to me why I'm about to torture myself right now? I'm about to use Louis Smolka. Louis Smolka is, I'll be honest with you guys, man. He is, like, the way I would describe him is, he is fun to use because of, like, his stance, his movement style. I like the fact that he is tall for this weight class. And all that. But when it actually comes to, like, his effectiveness, he's one of the least effective fighters in this weight class. And I know this is a very random pick for me right now. Nobody asked for Louis Smolka, and he has nothing coming up. But he's one of those guys that I typically would just randomly pick, even though I know I'm about to have a freaking hard time dealing with whoever it is that I'm fighting. And a big reason for that is he's just very pillow-fisted. And I kind of want to showcase that here. He's the sort of fighter in this game that you really gotta be as clean as you possibly can and avoid exchanges for as long as possible for you to be able to do work with this guy, man. Unless you're facing someone that doesn't know what they're doing. But for the most part, when you're using Louis Smolka, you truly, like, right now I'm getting hit and I don't like it at all. Especially when we're getting hit to the head. Like, a lot of times, man, I'll spend the whole entire fight just beating up my opponent with Louis Smolka. And a lot of times that I lose while using him, it's just like you either get tired beating up your opponent, or you get rocked. You get rocked once, and then you can't recover. Like, you try your very best to recover, and you just can't. And they get you out of there. Now, this guy I'm fighting right now, he's being super careful. Which, in some ways, makes this fight easier, but in other ways also makes it harder because... Oh, look, there you go. Because now I got to go try to open him up. Caught that. Dang. Okay, bro. I guess you got the memo on front kicks, huh? I'm gonna be very careful with you and these front kicks. Better get off the cage. Yeah, I know you're gonna throw it. I know now. Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't mind him throwing front kicks. I don't at all. Because I know that he can get him in some serious trouble. Thank you. He can get him in some serious trouble if I play my cards right. I literally can't kick him. I can't kick his legs. It's essentially what I'm finding out right now, because he's gonna block most of these leg kicks. And now my rear leg is extremely damaged. Go ahead. Front kick. There you go. So I'm noticing he's expecting anything that looks like a roundhouse to go to the legs. So I'm able to land some of these head kicks. No? There you go. Got that rock. But I'll tell you guys, man, this is the beauty of having a vulnerability system. And I preach this all the time. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing it at this point. But without a vulnerability system in place, there's some fighters that will just become flat out useless. Useless. And it's like, in as much as we want game developers to showcase fighter strengths as well as their weaknesses, I think a lot of times what happens with lower rated characters is that we get all of their weaknesses, but rarely do we actually get their strengths, or at least their strengths are never pronounced, right? This is what we typically see, and a lot of times the lower rated characters, they typically have the same things in common, right? A lot of times they're weak. In other words, they can't take a shot. If they get rocked, they get finished very quickly. A lot of times they're very low on stamina, so they gas out very quickly. They're slow sometimes, and sometimes they also don't have power. But a lot of times when you take a look at these fighters in real life, you notice that a lot of their strengths are not really highlighted properly, right? Like there's some fighters in real life that, yes, you would consider to be lower rated. They're not as good as the champions. But you will definitely say they have way better stamina, right? Or they have way more cardio. Some of those guys are extremely tough. They're very hard to finish. Some of those guys, even though they're lower rated, they can be very, very fast. They can be stupidly fast. And there you go. There's some guys that even though they're lower rated, some of them are extremely powerful. And I would like to see that represented very well. And without a system like a vulnerability system in place, right? There's some fighters that honestly have nothing, like they don't have anything. They just don't have anything. And when they don't have anything, I don't think they should become completely useless in the game. I think if they are in the hands of a player that knows what he's doing and the player is facing somebody that he's better than, I think they should be able to make those fighters work. And the only way to be able to make those fighters work is if there's a system in place that rewards you for making the right decisions at the right time. And that's what a vulnerability system does. This dude is freaking busting up my legs now, bro. Both legs are damaged. Because what happens, what always happens when there's no vulnerability system is the same fighter arc. Hold on, this is big. This is serious. When there's no vulnerability system, the same fighter archetypes become very popular. And by that, I'm talking about the tall, fast fighter. Those fighters typically become the fighters that everybody wants to use. When you take a look at games, MMA games with no vulnerability system, take a look at like UFC 2, for example. In UFC 2, the most popular fighters were fighters who were taller and fighters who were faster. A game like Undisputed Boxing, for example, that game favors taller fighters and, more importantly, faster fighters. It does. Because if you're the slower, more powerful fighter, you could perform the absolute perfect counter and it just tickles. It just tickles. And it's like, man, it is not easy to time this stuff. It's not easy for me to time this counter. And when I put in this so much, like the reason why it feels bad is because yo, sit him down, please. The reason it feels bad is because you don't feel like your skill is being rewarded, right? You put in so much skill, so much incredible timing, and then like nothing happens, right? You land a beautiful counter and nothing happens. It's like, damn, man, like My opponent is kind of just throwing and getting all the reward. Meanwhile, I'm using head movement. I'm timing this stuff properly. But because I'm using somebody that doesn't have a lot of power, nothing's happening. There we go. But see, even though this dude is pillow-fisted, I mean, even though he's pillow-fisted, I said pillow-fisted. Pillow-fisted. Even though he is pillow-fisted, I'm still getting rocks. And I'm getting rocks because of the system in place. Because the system in place has rewarded me for making the right decisions. If this game had no vulnerability system, I would not have rocked him by now at all. I promise you that. I wouldn't have rocked him at all. Like I'm rocking him right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Woo! It's like when you're using Louis Smolka, bro, you have to beat them down, bro. It has to look like this. Like it has to be a legit straight up beat down for you to actually get them. It's got to be this way, man. He's gassed. Oh, man. That's it. Whew. Boy. I had to damn near break that dude's whole entire body, bro. It's like I had to break his whole entire body just to get him. There we go. Sit him down, sit him down. That's the way. I think I'm going to try to get one more fight with Louis Smolka. Like I said, I do enjoy using him. I really do. It's just, I have to prepare myself for a long fight or hope that my opponent is just so reckless that, like, he just consistently runs into shots. That's really the only way. But, yeah, let's move on. Thank you. Oh, my Lord have mercy. This is the worst possible matchup right here. Brandon Moreno. But hold on a sec, though. I gotta focus on this one because this guy is really trying to... He's definitely trying to take advantage of the stat different right here. So hold on a sec. Ah! There we go. There we go. I knew he was going to throw that again. Head kick into a cross. But you see what I mean? Without the vulnerability system, this match, it would be a complete shutout. Because I'd be hitting him with everything and nothing would happen. But I know I can depend. I know that if I play my cards right, I will get rocks. I will get rocks. Because he's running head first into shit. Just like that. Just like that. See what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. When you are outplaying your opponent, you're getting the reward right away. You're getting the results. The worst thing is, like, a big reason also is because, like, he has way more stamina than I do, right? And without, again, a vulnerability system, what typically happens in the game is that you just get tired outstriking the opponent. I mean, this is the first round. Look at my stamina. Look at how many strikes I've already thrown. Imagine 5 more rounds of this, because this is how I have to play. I gotta fight him this way to keep him off me. Now imagine 5 more rounds of that, but I'm not getting rocks. Eventually, I'm gonna get tired, and he's not gonna get as tired. And then he's just gonna end up by round number 5 or so, he's gonna get me out of there because I got tired outstriking him the whole time. That's what pisses me off personally. When I play a game that does not have a lot of freaking power and there's no vulnerability system and it's not rewarding you for actually outstriking your opponent. It grinds my gear, bro. It grinds my gear. Now he's shooting. Now you're shooting, huh, sir? He's about to jump. There we go. There we go. Oh! Thank God I actually blocked on that one. Oh my God.
Let's go. Grind on it. Push, push, push.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Just like that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Do not make a mixed martial arts game without a vulnerability system. Don't make a combat game, especially a game that is supposed to mimic... Respect to you too, sir. Especially a game that's supposed to mimic real life. Don't make a game like that without a vulnerability system of some sort. Something that rewards players for accurate striking, regardless of, like, if they're using a lower rated character or not, right? Because this is how it would actually play. If Brandon Moreno goes out there and is so reckless and leaves himself wide open, he could be floored by even somebody that he's better than, right? Just because you're using a higher rated character doesn't mean that you get to just be super reckless the whole entire time. You know what I mean? So there you go. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys later today with another one. As always, stay safe. Peace out. Have a good one.